to Act It Out with Alys. We are going to be learning loads about the digestive system today. We started to look at the digestion system on Monday. So if you haven't watched the digestive system video from Monday, you perhaps need to go back and watch that one first, because we're going to build on that stuff today. So if you haven't done Monday's session, just nip back and do that, and you can always save this one for later, because this is a follow-on. You are definitely going to need some water this morning. We're going to be doing a lot of jumping around and lots of crazy, silly fun. So make sure you've got some water, especially if it's hot where you are. It's very hot where I am. The sun's shining. Let's get started. We're going to start with our usual warm-up. You just copy everything that I do, and we're going to see our friend Bob in the morning. Let's get going. Let me get my music on. You guys can find a space. Let's go. We're going to start with 2 big yawns. And another. Taps on. Give those hands a good wash. And your face. And your arms. And then see if you can touch your hands. And swap. Okay, we're going to do the same again, but we're going to go supersonic, super speed, really fast Bob in the morning, okay? So, we're going to start with 2 really fast yawns, and then washing our hands, washing our face, washing our whole body, and then brushing our teeth, and then our little fly is going to come. Okay, get ready, 2 yawns, we're going to go so fast. One arm, 2 arms, chest, tummy, back, bottom, legs, 2 hands, everybody. Have a little sip of water if you need one, if you're really hot. Fantastic. Okay, because we are talking about the digestive system and about food and what happens when we eat food, I thought we should definitely do our corn, potatoes and banana warm-up, because that's all food that we eat. So we're going to do this one. I think most of you will have done this before, but I'll quickly go through it in case you haven't. So we're going to plant things, grow things, peel things, and then go crazy. So the first thing, get your seeds ready. We're going to plant the corn. So we go plant the corn, plant the corn. Then we're going to grow the corn, grow the corn. Then we're going to peel the corn, peel the corn. And then we're going to pop the corn, pop the corn. Okay, second one, we're going to plant potatoes, plant potatoes. And then we're going to grow potatoes, grow potatoes. That's my favourite bit, I bet you can tell, because I always do a silly voice. Grow potatoes. Then we're going to peel potatoes, peel potatoes, and fists, nice flat feet, mash potatoes, mash potatoes. Okay, and then finally we've got plant bananas, plant bananas, grow bananas, grow bananas, nice banana shape, peel bananas, peel bananas, and go bananas, go bananas. Okay, I think we're ready to give it a go. I especially want to see nice high knees today when you're mashing potatoes, okay? See how high you can jump and how high you can get your knees. Let's get ready for corn. Are you ready? Off we go. Plant the corn, plant the corn, plant the corn, plant the corn, and grow the corn, grow the corn, grow the corn, grow the corn, peel the corn, peel the corn, peel the corn, peel the corn, and pop the corn, pop the corn, pop the corn, pop the corn, and potatoes. Plant potatoes, plant potatoes, plant potatoes, plant potatoes, grow potatoes, grow potatoes, grow potatoes, grow potatoes, peel potatoes, peel potatoes, peel potatoes, peel potatoes, and mash potatoes, mash potatoes, mash potatoes, mash potatoes. Yes! Okay, and then bananas. Plant bananas, plant bananas, plant bananas, plant bananas, grow bananas, grow bananas, grow bananas, grow bananas, peel bananas, peel bananas, peel bananas, peel bananas, and go bananas, go bananas, go bananas, really bananas, crazy bananas, the most bananas you've been in weeks. Lovely. Well done. Grab a drink if you need one, if you got hot. So good. Okay, I'm trying to get my breath back because I think I'm going to need it for the next thing we're going to do. So, hopefully you guys all saw the session that we did on Monday or earlier in the week on the digestive system. And we learned that when we eat food, it goes in our mouth. And there's lots of things in our mouth, aren't there, that help us to chew up and break down the food. So we had 3 types of teeth. I wonder if anyone can remember what the first type of teeth was. It was these little square flat ones right at the front of your mouth. And they are called not incisors, but incisors. Well done if you remembered. And then the second type, does anyone remember? It's not a dog. It's these little pointy ones at the sides of your mouth and they are called canines, like we call a dog. So we've got incisors at the front, canines, the pointy ones at the side. And then does anyone remember the name for the third type that are at the back, our big chunky teeth? They are called, not moles in the ground, but molars. Okay, brilliant. And then we have all of this wet stuff, all of this spit in our mouth that helps to soften the food as our teeth chew it. And that's called saliva. Okay, so they're the 4 things that we've got in our mouth to help us with chewing food. 3 types of teeth, incisors, canines, and molars, and saliva, that's 4. So we came up, didn't we, with a little tongue twister song on Monday to help us remember all of those words, and it's a bit of a mouthful. Literally, that was a good joke, isn't it? I'm really proud of that. I literally just thought of that now. I didn't even plan it. It's a bit of a mouthful. So we go incisors, canines, molars, saliva. Incisors, canines, molars, saliva. Incisors, canines, molars, saliva. Help us eat our food. Okay, and we're going to go faster and faster. I think we should try it 5 times in a row, and we'll start slow, and then we'll get faster and faster and faster until we're supersonic ninja fast. Okay, let's have a go. So, incisors, canines, molars, saliva. Incisors, canines, molars, saliva. Incisors, canines, molars, saliva. Help us eat our food. A bit faster. Incisors, canines, molars, saliva. Incisors, canines, molars, saliva. Incisors, canines, molars, saliva. Help us eat our food. Even faster. Incisors, canines, molars, saliva. Incisors, canines, molars, saliva. Incisors, canines, molars, saliva. Help us eat our food. Even faster. Incisors, canines, molars, saliva. Incisors, canines, molars, saliva. Incisors, canines, molars, saliva. Help us eat our food. Even faster. Incisors, canines, molars, saliva. Incisors, canines, molars, saliva. Incisors, canines, molars, saliva. Help us eat our food. I nearly got it wrong. Okay, I'm going to give you 20 seconds wherever you are, if you're in the kitchen or the living room or in your bedroom. See how fast you can sing that song, as fast as you possibly can without getting the words wrong. Okay, have a go. Ready? After 3. 1, 2, 3. Inside the canine, small saliva. Inside the canine, small saliva. Inside the canine, small saliva. Help us eat our food. I bet some of you are faster than me. I'm not very good at tongue twisters. So you probably did it even faster. But that's a good reminder, isn't it, of all the things that we learned on Monday about the things that we have in our mouth that help us to chew our food. Okay, we're going to do one of my all-time favourite activities now. We haven't done this for ages. I don't think we've done it for a couple of weeks. We're going to have a dance party, and it's going to have a food theme, okay? So if you don't know what this is, we're going to dance. We're going to put some music on, we're going to dance, and then I'm going to give you some things to dance like. So I might say, dance like a piece of toast. And then you've got to dance like you think a piece of toast would dance. Who knows? Everything's going to be food related today because we're talking about digestion. Okay, so we're going to have a food themed dance party. So have a quick drink if you need one, find a space and get ready to dance like some crazy food. I'm going to put my music on. We need a really good dance song for this, don't we? Oh, this is a good one. Okay. Okay! Dance like you! Okay, first one, I want you to dance like a sausage. Dance like a sausage. A sizzling sausage. Woo! Okay, dance like a mushroom. Dance like a mushroom. mushroom. Maybe not. Okay. Dance like jelly. Dance like jelly. Wobbly jelly. Okay. Dance like a banana. Maybe it's peeling. Like this one. Okay, dance like a fish finger. You dance like a fish finger. If you wanna believe that anything could stop me, don't come out, don't stop caring about me now, walk away, you know how, don't stop caring about me now. Okay, dance like I'm gonna restart music. Dance like hundreds and thousands, like you put on a cake, the tiny little hundreds and thousands. Trying to be hundreds of thousands at the same time. Hundreds of thousands! It's raining hundreds of thousands! Okay, dance like spaghetti. Spaghetti. Don't show up, don't come out, don't stop caring about me. Walk away, you know how. Don't stop caring about me now. Okay, dance like a cherry tomato, a little cherry tomato, and then somebody bites it and all the pips explode. You know when you bite in a tomato, it fires in someone's eye. Dance like an exploding cherry tomato. Ready? Explode! Don't show up, don't come out. Ready? Okay, dance like you. I'm trying to think of a good one. Dance like a pumpkin. Anything could stop me. Okay. Fantastic. Get a drink if you want one. Woo! I'm a bit hot now. Ah. Wow. I wonder what your favourite food to dance like was. I don't know, I quite liked the sausage. And the fish finger. I always think it's funny when you have to try and be a shape dancing. So I quite like the sausage and the fish finger. I wonder what you liked. Oh, and I like the jelly as well. Do you know, I don't actually like jelly. Do you like jelly? I don't really like jelly. I find it a bit weird, but it's quite fun to dance like jelly. Wibble wobble. Okay, brilliant. I'm all sweaty. Woo! We're gonna think about the stuff that we did on Monday, because then we're gonna build on it and develop it even more. So we've already talked about incisors, canines, molars, and saliva, which happens in our mouth. And if you remember, all of those different types of teeth did something different, didn't they? They had like a different type of action that they did for the food. And we actually tried with a piece of paper, didn't we? And some scissors. I wonder if you can remember the different actions that we did. So the first one sounded a bit like scissors. It was incisors. And can anyone remember what action we did? I'm giving you a bit of a clue. Yeah, they're cutting, aren't they? They're for cutting and biting off food, like when you eat an apple and you bite off chunks. They're for cutting and biting off. And we had a go, didn't we, at doing cutting movements. And eventually we came up with 4 counts. 4 counts of a dance of cutting moves, okay? So I think that mine was something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4 for cutting, because it was very like ninja, wasn't it? So see if you can remember what your 4 counts were for incisors, cutting, okay? And if you can't remember, quickly make up a new one. So you've got 4 counts, so mine goes 1, 2, 3, 4, but you can come up with your own moves. You can do whatever you like. Whatever you like. See if you can remember your 4 moves, okay? And then the second thing that we had, I'm just going to change my camera a little bit. The second thing that we had was canines, the pointy ones at the side. Can anybody remember what kind of action canines did to our food? We said it was maybe a little bit like dogs. Dogs like to eat a lot of meat. And if you said tearing or ripping, that's exactly right. We were tearing our piece of paper, weren't we? For canines, that's what they're really good for. And so we came up with 4 counts for tearing or ripping. So see if you can remember what your 4 counts were. Mine was like this. For tearing and ripping, it was quite hard to tear and rip, wasn't it? So you should have 4 counts for cutting, for incisors, and 4 counts for tearing or ripping. And then we had molars at the back. I wonder if anyone can remember what they were for. We said sometimes when you eat a biscuit or crisps, they get stuck in your teeth at the back. And those teeth are really good for crushing and grinding food, yeah? So we had 4 counts for the crushing and grinding that your molars do. So see if you can remember now your 4 counts, or if you didn't do it, quickly make up 4 counts for crushing and grinding using your body. So I think mine was like 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then finally, we had saliva, didn't we? Which is all of the spit and the wet stuff in our mouth. And that helps to soften the food so that our teeth can chew it more easily. So we had 4 counts as well to show saliva, all sticky and slimy. See if you can remember your 4 counts for saliva, or quickly make up 4 new ones. I think I did something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So see if you can remember all of those, and then try, if you've remembered all of them, just try and put them together in a sequence. So you do your first 4 cutting, like incisors, Your second 4 is ripping and tearing for canines. Your third set is crushing and grinding for molars. And your fourth set is saliva. Just have a go at putting those together again. Remember to count 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'm gonna have a go. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I've forgotten it. I'm gonna have to start again. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. And then, if you remember, after food had gone through our mouth, we swallowed it here, and it went down a long tube, didn't it? I wonder if anybody can remember the name for that long tube. It was a really long word, like the tube, long like the tube. It was esophagus. Do you remember that word? Esophagus. And we had an action. We had 4 counts that we came up with for esophagus. So some of you did it sideways, or like a long tube like that. Some of you did it a long tube like that. See if you can remember your 4 counts to show esophagus. So I think I did like that. Like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then can anyone remember where it went after esophagus, the food? It went to our stomach, which I said was actually a bit higher than we normally think it is. We always think it's down here, but our tummy is actually up here, inside. And we had 4 counts to show stomach, something to show your tummy. So see if you can remember your 4 counts for stomach. I think mine was something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I wonder if anyone can remember the next place the food goes. There's 2 different types. There's a small kind and a large kind. And first of all, it goes to the small intestine, which is all wiggly, all these wiggly tubes mixed up. So see if you can remember your 4 counts for the small intestine that's all wiggly. So I think I just wiggled. I don't know, some of you might have come up with something a bit cooler than that. I just wiggled 1, 2, 3, 4. And then after the small intestine, we go to the large intestine, which is a much bigger wiggly tube that goes all the way around the small intestine, wraps around. So see if you can remember your 4 counts for the large intestine. So I think I did like 1, 2, 3, 4, I think. See if you can remember all of those. And if you've forgotten some, just quickly think of something new for 4 counts for those. So you've got the esophagus, then the stomach, then the small intestine, and then the large intestine. And let's just have a practice of putting that all together, because we did them in a big sequence, didn't we? Right from incisors, cutting at the beginning, right through to the large intestine. So let's just go through that slowly just to remind ourselves. So I'll count. So we have incisors cutting, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have ripping and tearing, 1, 2, 3, 4. Crushing and grinding, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then saliva, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have the esophagus, the tube, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we have the stomach, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the small intestine, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the large intestine, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, hopefully you guys have remembered your sequences now. So I'm just going to put some music on. Let's just try and do it once with the music, just so that we remember those. And then we're going to add some new stuff to make our digestive system even more complicated and get more of the processes of the food. Okay, so I'm just going to find some music. So grab yourself a space and get ready to go. Here we go. Okay. Get ready to go. So we're going to start with cutting for incisors. 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4. Ripping and tearing, crushing and grinding. Saliva, esophagus, and stomach. Small intestine and large intestine. Okay, we'll try it one more time. Let's all nail it. Ready? I'm going to start with cutting for incisors. You ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Cutting! Ripping and tearing! Crushing and grinding! Saliva! Esophagus! Stomach! Small intestine! And large intestines! Okay, brilliant. Fantastic. Okay, so we spent a lot of time, didn't we, talking about what happens in the mouth, but we didn't spend too much time talking about what actually happens to our food when it goes into the stomach and into the intestines. So that's what we're going to think about today, and we're going to try and add that into our sequence to make it even more detailed. So the first thing, obviously the food travels down the esophagus and it gets to our stomach, okay? And it gets kind of like churned and moved around quite a lot in the stomach. And there are two really important things that happen in the stomach. So the first thing is that the stomach actually has acid in it. The stomach makes acid. And what that does is it kills anything bad in your food that might hurt you or that might be harmful to you. And we call those little bad things microorganisms. That's a very long word. Harmful microorganisms, okay? And that's what the acid does. It attacks them and it kills them so that they can't hurt you and they can't hurt your body. So maybe if there was a bit of dirt in your food, for example, and maybe it's got some harmful microorganisms in it, the acid in your tummy would kill that so that it can't hurt you. So that's really good, the acid in your stomach. So I want you to have a little think now about 4 counts that you could do to show acid in your stomach attacking those harmful microorganisms. So let's just have a try of moving our bodies and thinking about attacking something. What would you do? I mean, it might be a bit ninja again, maybe. Or you could do some punching, maybe, some boxing, and see if you can come up with 4 counts. So I'll put some music on, and let's just try being the acid attacking the microorganisms. You might want to try, if you don't want to do something like that, you might want to try actually imagining acid attacking something. So try some different things and then see if you can come up with just 4 counts to show that. So I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. Hopefully you've come up with 4 counts. For the acid attacking and killing the harmful microorganisms. Okay. The second thing that happens in your stomach is that there are something called enzymes enzymes. That's another, we're learning so many crazy words. Enzymes. And what enzymes do is they help to break down your food into much smaller pieces so that they can go into the rest of your body. Because if you've eaten a whole sandwich, you're not going to end up with a whole sandwich in your arm, are you? That wouldn't be good. If you had like a cheese and ham sandwich in your arm, that wouldn't be very good. So your stomach helps to break all of that cheese and ham sandwich down to make it tiny, so that it can travel around your body and give you lots of energy. Okay, so let's try some movements that make us think about enzymes breaking the food down into little pieces. So a few minutes ago, we were dancing like hundreds and thousands, weren't we? Tiny little pieces. So maybe you could use your hundreds and thousands dance maybe as inspiration for something breaking down, the food breaking down into smaller pieces because of the enzymes. So let's have a go at that. Just try some experimenting. How can you break down? You can be like a robot and then up, you break it down, up, you break it down. Or you can be really big and you can get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Well, I quite like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I could do 1, 2, 3, 4. I quite like that too. See what inspiration you got for something breaking down into little pieces. Get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller. Okay, and then see if you can come up with just 4 counts to show enzymes breaking food into little pieces. Just 4 counts. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. Okay. Okay, brilliant. So we've got 4 counts now for the acid attacking the harmful microorganisms, and 4 counts as well for enzymes breaking down the food into smaller pieces. Okay, so don't forget those. That's very important. Don't forget those. They happen in the stomach, okay? But we've got some more things to add, so we're going to keep going. Because after the stomach, the food goes into the small intestine. Now, because of the enzymes that we just talked about, the food is now in tiny pieces. It's probably more like a liquid. It's probably more like juice or like soup by now, because the pieces are so tiny. And there's lots of liquid in there as well. So it's all gone a bit soupy and slimy by the time it gets into your small intestine. And what happens in your small intestine is that the food, this soupy stuff, actually travels through the wall of the small intestine so that it can go into actually your blood. It goes into your blood, and then your blood carries it all around the body so that it gives you energy, and all the good things in your food can travel all around your body to where you need them. Okay, so in the small intestine, the soupy food goes through the wall and into the blood that goes all around your body. Okay, so let's try doing some moving, thinking of that. So you've got sort of 2 things that happen. There's that getting absorbed, going through the wall, and then travelling around in the blood. So you've got 2 different kinds of things. So let's think about some movements that make us think about the small intestine. So I'm going to try and go through the wall. So I'm gonna like, gonna knock the wall down. Or you can squeeze through the wall. Imagine squeezing through a wall. Ah! Got to make yourself really small. Oh, I'll start the music again. I want to see you all squeeze through a wall. Or imagine there's like a little mouse hole in the wall and you've got to, squeeze through. Oh, squeeze through the wall. Squeeze through the wall. Squeeze through the wall. Through the wall. Okay, and then once you've got through the wall of the small intestine, think about going into the blood and travelling all around the body. So you might want to do something very liquidy, like blood. Or you might want to do something that shows the whole body that you're travelling all through the body. Or your blood travels in little tubes, doesn't it? So you could be like, woohoo, Superman, going to rescue all the parts of your body that need energy. Superman! Okay. See if you can now narrow that down to just 4 counts to show what happens in the small intestine. So you might want to take 2 counts to show getting through the wall of the small intestine, and then 2 counts to show being in the blood going around the body. Okay, so that's not a lot of counts for a lot that's happening. So see if you can find 2 counts for squeezing through the wall and 2 counts for being blood in the body. Okay, I'll put the music back on. See if you can have a go at finding 4 counts. So I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what I'm gonna do. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 4. Okay. Okay, hopefully you've got 4 counts now for your small intestine. And after the small intestine, we go to the large intestine. And by now, most of the good food has already gone. It's gone in our small intestine, it's gone into our blood and all around our body. By the time we get to the large intestine, it's really just the leftover stuff, the stuff we don't really need, that can't be absorbed into our body, is in our large intestine. So it's the rubbish. The large intestine is a bit like a bin. It's where all the stuff we don't want starts to go, and it's getting ready to leave our body. It's poo. It's getting ready to turn into poo that's going to leave our body, okay? And a fancy word for poo is feces, okay? So we get all this waste, this feces that's getting ready to leave our body because we don't need it and we don't want it. So that's what happens in the large intestine, that we get waste that's moving through our body to leave our body when we go to the toilet, okay? So I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I am. I want you to try dancing, well, not dancing, moving like poo. I can't believe I just said that. Let's give it a go. Why not? We can be poo, we can be anything. If we can be a sausage and a fish finger, we can definitely do poo. Okay, let's give it a go. I want to see you moving like a poo. Okay, let's give it a go. This is my poo. This is my poo. Your best poo moves. Okay, and see if you can come up with just 4 counts to show the waste in your large intestine. So 4 counts. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. Okay. Hopefully you've managed to come up with 4 counts to show the waste in your large intestine. Okay, I think you should all give yourself a little round of applause for being a poo. I bet you didn't know you were going to do that when you woke up this morning, did you? I bet you didn't get out of bed and think, today I'm going to be a poo. But you did it, so good for you, good for you. I didn't think that was going to happen either. Who knows? Well, we're all silly and crazy here, so it's okay. Okay, so we have added 4 new things to our digestive system. So first of all, we were in the stomach. I wonder if you can remember what we added. We added acid that was fighting the harmful microorganisms, and we added enzymes that were helping to break down the food, yeah? And then we got to the small intestine and we added the soupy food squeezing through the wall and going into the blood. And then we got to the large intestine and we added poo or waste material, okay, getting ready to leave the body. So that's 4 new things that we've got that we need to put into our digestive system. So this is where it gets tricky. We're going to go through everything now and we're going to try and add in our new stuff. So, let's start with the esophagus, actually, because we know the teeth bit really well, don't we? So, can you remember your 4 counts for the esophagus, the tube? Mine's like this. Your 4 counts, 1, 2, 3, 4 for the esophagus. And then we have 4 counts going to the stomach, don't we? So mine was like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, to show that we've gone to the stomach. So that's just like it was before. So just practice those 2 together. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? And now we're in the stomach, we're gonna add our new stuff that happens in the stomach. So the first one is the acid attacking the harmful microorganisms. So try and remember what were your 4 counts for the acid attacking. You might have done, or you might have done like acid attack that happens in the stomach. So can you remember your 4 counts? I think I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so try adding that on. You're going to do your esophagus, your stomach, and then your acid attacking the harmful microorganisms. Try and do all of those, okay? Should we practice all together? So 5, 6, 7, 8. Esophagus. 1, 2, 3, 4. And stomach. 5, 6, 7, 8. And acid. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And then we're going to add on our enzymes that were breaking down the food into smaller pieces. So try and remember your 4 moves that you might have done, you getting smaller and smaller, or getting smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, like that. I did this, 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. Like a breaking puppet. So remember your 4 moves for the enzymes breaking down the food, okay? And then we're going to add that on as well. So we're going to start with the esophagus. Then we're going to do the stomach. Then we're going to do the acid attacking. And then the enzymes breaking down. Okay, so we've got 4 sets there. So let's start. We're going to go for the esophagus. So 5, 6, 7, 8. Esophagus and stomach and acid. 2, 3, 4. And enzymes breaking down. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, fantastic. And then after that, we are going out of the stomach into the small intestine, okay? So once we've finished enzymes breaking down the food, we do our small intestine action. That was from the other day, so mine's like this. Your wiggly small intestine, 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna add that in. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're gonna add in our new bit, which is squeezing through the wall and going into the blood. So can you remember your 4 moves for squeezing through the wall? You might have gone small. Squeezing through the wall and going into the blood. I did this. Woo! Superhero. To show my food going all around my body to give me energy like a superhero. So see if you can remember your 4 moves that happen in the small intestine. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So let's try and put that all together. So we've got the esophagus, the stomach, the acid attacking the harmful microorganisms, the enzymes breaking down the food, the small intestine. What happens in the small intestine? We go through the wall and into the bloodstream. Wow, we've got loads, okay? Let's just try all of that together. I'll shout it out as we go. Get ready, so we're going to start with the esophagus. 5, 6, 7, 8. Esophagus, stomach, acid, breaking down, small intestine, going through the wall and into the blood. Wow, that is getting complicated. Okay, and then to finish, we're going to add on the large intestine. So remember what action you did for your large wiggly intestine. So I did this. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so we're going to add that one on. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then finally, right on the end, we're going to add on the poo. Okay, so remember your 4 counts for the waste in your large intestine. I think I did. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. So that's going to be my last move. So I'm going to do large intestine, 2, 3, 4, waste, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to add that on the end. Okay, let's try and just walk through all of that from the esophagus, the stomach, the acid, the breaking down, the small intestine, going through the wall, into the blood, the large intestine, and the poo, right at the end. Okay, we'll try and walk through all of that, and then we're going to try and put it together with our teeth. Okay, so starting at the esophagus, are you ready? 5, 6, 7, 8. Esophagus, and stomach, and acid, and breaking down, and small intestine, go through the wall and into the blood, and large intestine, and poo. Okay, fantastic. Let's now try all of that, but we're also going to add on the cutting of the incisors, the ripping and tearing of the canines, the crushing and grinding of the molars, and saliva. Okay, before we go down the esophagus. Okay, so from the very beginning, 5, 6, 7, 8, cutting, ripping and tearing, crushing and grinding, and saliva, and esophagus, and stomach, and acid, and breaking down, small intestine, through the wall, and into the blood, large intestine, and poo. That's the end. Okay, fantastic. So you've now got a whole sequence to show your whole digestive system and hopefully to help you to remember it. I think we need to try all of that with some music because we haven't tried it with music for ages. So I'm going to put some music on. Let's try the whole of our digestive system from our incisors, cutting at the very beginning, right down to the waste, the poo in our small intestine, in our large intestine, sorry. Let's give it a go. Okay. Get ready. So we're going to start with incisors, cutting. 5, 6, 7, 8, cutting! And ripping and tearing, crushing and grinding, and saliva, and esophagus, and stomach, acid, and, breaking down, sorry, I forgot, and small intestine, go through the wall and into the blood, large intestine, and poo. I love that it ends with poo, that makes me laugh. Okay, let's try it again, because I got that wrong. Okay, we'll start again from the cutting with the incisors, all the way through. Okay, get ready. 5, 6, 7, 8, cutting, ripping and tearing, crushing and grinding, saliva, esophagus, stomach, acid, and breaking down, small intestine, through the wall, into the blood, large intestine, and poo. Brilliant! Oh, well done, everybody. Absolutely fantastic. So you have got there a whole sequence now to try and help you remember the digestive system when you eat food. Let's quickly whiz through it. So we've got incisors, canines, molars, saliva, esophagus, stomach, small intestine, and large intestine, okay? And that's the journey that our food goes on as it travels through our body, right from when we eat an apple, until we need to go to the toilet at the other end. Okay, fantastic. Well done, everybody. I will see you again on Monday. We won't be doing the digestive system. We're going to do something totally new. So I will see you then. I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Hopefully it's going to stay really sunny. And if you get bored, you can practice your digestive system. And remember, every time you eat, that's what's happening in your body. Your body is amazing. So cool. Bye, everyone.